Welcome to All Caribbean Entrepreneurs. If you've been ready and waiting to take your business digital and get paid online while you sip something strong on the beach, this podcast is for you. We'll hear from the Caribbean's finest entrepreneurs on topics like e-commerce, business development, brand building, social media, their wins and failures. This is the only place in the region helping you navigate the digital age from the Caribbean's perspective. This is Digipreneur FM. And now, let's give it up for the Digiboss himself, Mr. Karan Rose.
Thank you to everybody tuning in to another episode of the Digipreneur FM podcast. And as usual, it is your boy, Mr. Rose, and we are back at it again. DJ, you gotta fade us out, please, and thank you, because we gotta talk to the people. Happy July, everybody. It is July 3rd, Monday, July 3rd, and this is episode number 131 of the Digipreneur FM podcast. Yeah, we took a little break. We've been off for 2 weeks. I can't even say take a break because we're doing a whole lot of other stuff, and yeah, I just haven't dropped an episode in about 2 weeks. But you know how things are. You guys get content on every single medium, every channel. So, if you ever feel like you're missing me and you want more information and more content, you guys know that every single Wednesday we have the column in the Jamaica Observer, and I posted links to the digital article online. If you're in Jamaica, you could pick up the Jamaica Observer papers and read the column. Every Thursday we have the Digipreneur column in the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Every Tuesday we have the Digipreneur Daily segment on CNC3's Morning Brew right here in Trinidad and Tobago, and again we post those segments on all of our social media channels and YouTube channel. And then we have the blog, and then every Fridays, 12 to 3, Digital World every single week. So you guys know we're still working. We're working regardless of, whether there's a podcast episode to consume. There's always content. But the podcast is my baby. I don't like to stay away from the podcast for too long. But I definitely recognize, the past 2 weeks I kind of just slowed down over here. But you know what? Second half of the year, baby. Second half of the year, we got to turn up. We got to turn up. So don't you worry. I got you. I know a lot of you love to consume podcasts because it's your thing. It's your part of your morning ritual to get to work or to get ready, or while you're working out, or you're at work and you're just thinking about, man, I got to leave this job. Let me go put some Digipreneur FM in my ears and let me get that motivation. Let me get those instructions. Let me get the how-tos. Let me understand my job or my role a little bit better, So we have all kinds of people in different situations consuming the podcast, that, and I think it's dope. I think one of the things that I've really enjoyed this year is, the 2023, the world has been, wide open, and I've been blessed to travel to a few countries. I'm outside a bit more, going to a bit more events, and just meeting a lot of people, meeting a lot of you. And just getting your feedback about, the work that the Digipreneur platforms are doing, how they are helping you, how I'm helping you. All of that is good feedback for me. And it's really great to see people from all different age brackets, man or woman, or, binary, or, or any one of the pronouns. Yeah, it's amazing when I get stopped and, people will just let me know, where they're hearing the content from. Like, I was in the Caribbean Food and Beverage Conference, and there was a lady that was, mid-60s. Mid-60s stopped me, and she was like, I completely enjoy your content. I watch all of your TikTok videos. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, yo, I've met so many people who are over 60 that have told me they watch my TikTok videos. So, folks, we still have people who think TikTok is for the Gen Zers or the young people. But listen, man, the boomers are consuming TikTok videos as well. You know, I think one of the biggest misunderstandings is, like, across the Caribbean. I think one of the biggest misunderstandings is everybody thinks that everybody's guided by their own bias. So they might not consume content on a platform, so they're not going to create content from a platform. Like, and I've heard so many biases this year. Like, it's funny to me. Like, I've been in a meeting where, a guy who's about 20 years old is like, nobody goes to your website, right? Everything is all about, TikTok. Everybody is doing their shopping on TikTok. And I'm like, bro, what country do you live in? Nobody can shop on TikTok in the entire Caribbean region. Do you know where they have to shop after they've watched your TikTok video and they've loved it and they want to go buy the product? They got to go to your website. End of story. There's no e-commerce on any social media platform. So for you to just be in a meeting when we're discussing marketing and you come out and say, people don't go to your website, they buy on TikTok. Again, people are guided by their biases, and it's a big part of why the Caribbean really is struggling with digital. We have too many people that are being led by their biases who are in positions where they are either a decision maker or they influence a decision, right? I've heard people jump out and be like, yo, people are not on Facebook, but yet still, Facebook is still the largest social media platform in the world and still the number one most utilized platform across every single country in the Caribbean. So how could people say that people don't use Facebook when it's still the largest and the number is not even close? So this episode today, I'm going to be diving into 11 reasons why marketing in the Caribbean is falling flat. And I honestly thought that by, 2023, middle of 2023, I didn't think that we would be still so far behind with just grasping digital. We are still very, very, very far from just grasping how digital can work for your business. And I personally did not think that we would be this far. Like, I thought, listen, change takes time. But I just thought that we would be further ahead. I thought that we would be further ahead, and the conversations that we would be having with regarding to digital strategy for business, I honestly thought we would just be much further ahead. But we're not. And like I said, I've traveled to numerous countries in the Caribbean, and the more I speak with people, we still have a ways to go, right? And these are gaps that, smart people that, once they can upskill themselves and, get themselves into the right rooms, there's a lot of money to be made because, we need a lot of help. We need a lot of help. So this episode, I want to go through, 11 reasons why marketing continues to fall flat in the Caribbean in 2023. And, don't take this episode as a negative. Take this as a blueprint. Okay, these are 11 areas that we are not doing good on. This is also a blueprint to how to do better, right? So I'm highlighting the challenges that we are facing as to why it's falling flat, but make notes of every one of them because this is what you can do to start to improve, your marketing within your business or your brand. All right, so let's get right into it. So number one, first reason, we continue to only focus on advertising with very limited marketing. And I got to repeat that because this is the one that frustrates me the most. We continue to only focus on advertising with very limited marketing. Now, let me break down the difference between advertising and marketing so you could understand the difference, because a lot of people still don't understand that these things are different, right? So, marketing, right? Marketing refers to a broader set of activities. And we're really talking about marketing in the digital age, right? Remember, marketing and advertising have changed over the years. We're talking about marketing in the digital world in today's landscape, right? Right. So marketing refers to a broader set of activities aimed at promoting your products or services or brands to reach and engage with a target audience. Reach and engage, okay? Engage is huge. Before it was really all about reach, because you could not engage, right? When you're watching a TV, reading a paper, you can't really engage. Radio, there's a bit of engagement because people can call in or whatever, but for the most part, reach, right? So the big thing now is your marketing has to reach and engage your target audience. So this involves understanding your customers' needs, identifying your target market, developing marketing strategies, and implementing various tactics to achieve specific business objectives, right? Marketing encompasses both offline and online efforts and focuses on building long-term customer relationships. But in the digital world, marketing strategies can include and should include a mix of online advertising, content marketing, social media marketing, email marketing, search engine optimization, and more, right? Advertising, however, is a subset of marketing. All right? Advertising is a subset of marketing and specifically refers to the process of creating and delivering promotional messages to a target audience through paid channels. Folks, advertising involves the use of various mediums such as display ads, video ads, sponsored content, social media ads, search engine marketing. And again, they're really focused on raising awareness, trying to generate leads, drive sales, and other objectives that your business may have, right? But it is more of a direct and transactional approach to reaching the target audience compared to the broader scope of marketing. So marketing encompasses the overall digital strategy, or not just the digital strategy, but the overall strategy and the activities involved in promoting a product or a service, whilst advertising specifically refers to the paid promotional messages delivered through various channels as a part of the marketing efforts. Advertising is a tactical component of marketing, focused on creating awareness and driving specific actions, while marketing takes a more comprehensive approach, encompassing market research, strategy development, and customer relationship management. So that is a breakdown of the differences between marketing and advertising. And we across the entire Caribbean really only focus on advertising. We only focus on advertising because guess what? That's easy, right? And we're not even being strategic with our advertising anymore. We just want to create graphics or an animated graphic, post on social media, hire an ad agency, have them create an ad for us and then post it on social media. Or we take out an ad in the papers or an ad on TV or an ad on the radio. And that's really it. We are not even trying to be strategic with our advertising. We really just focus on creating ads. And because we continuously focus on creating ads for a variety of reasons, and we're going to be getting into more of those, as we go, but because we only focus on ads, This is, to me, the biggest reason why marketing across the entire Caribbean is falling flat. Because guess what? We have been so conditioned to tune out ads that we ignore ads all across social media. When we are watching TV and an ad comes on, we get up and that's when we go to the bathroom. When Facebook, you're watching a video and the little pop-up pops up and says there's an ad coming in 30 seconds. Everybody gets upset. Everybody gets upset. Half the time, once I see that thing pop up and it's a mandatory 30 seconds, I've already scrolled to the next video because I don't want to watch the ad. We tune out ads, yet we continuously focus on ads. There is a time and place for ads, but again, we are not even mixing it up. We are just going 99% into ads, because again, it's easy to create in Canva, or it's easy to create an ad, in CapCut, or we hire an ad agency and have them create ads, and then we just grab it, post it online, and check the box and continue to move. Then when your platforms are not growing, when you're not getting the engagement, you wonder why. Because people are tuning out your ads 24/7. All right. The second reason why marketing in the Caribbean continues to fall flat is because, guess what, folks? And this is a big one. And oh boy. All right. Marketing today requires you to be an expert. And not an expert in marketing, but you need to be an expert in your industry. Remember, this is business people listen to this podcast, right? We're not talking about the content creators just creating random funny content. But marketing for your business requires you to be an expert in your industry. You need to fully understand your industry, your customers. You need to have intimate knowledge of the products and services. If you don't, you will struggle because consumers are following businesses online to have their problems or desires met. And you can only do that with a full understanding of your industry, your product, your service, the problems that your customers have. And that is a huge one because you have a lot of people who are reselling products or repackaging services because it's good money to do that, but don't understand the products or services that they are reselling. So they just create ad posts. You have a lot of people that are working for companies who, again, they know their role and function. They manage the relationship between the sales department and a graphic designer or an ad agency, and they just say, "Hey, what do you guys focus on selling this month? Cool, you guys are focused on selling this. We're gonna go and create a static image or an animated image, or we're going to go and find an influencer and tell them, hey, have fun with this product." And it's just all ads. Everything they do is ads, because ads don't require you to be an expert in your industry or your field. I don't have to know about insurance. I don't have to know about cars. I don't have to know about any industry to create an ad. I can simply go grab your product brief. What are the features of this product? And turn that into graphics. I can turn that into an animated GIF. I can turn that in. I could write a piece of copy and go shoot a promo video promoting a product. Hey, are you interested in the 2023 new Kia Sorento? Well, guess what, folks? This is great for families with big families. Check out the amazing amount of epic room. If you're going camping, well, guess what? The new double-sized storage allows you to fit a tent, a bike, this. This is how that works. Like, it's easy to create promo videos and that is easy. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to know the features of the product. Regurgitate it, sprinkle in some personality, and here you go. That's it. Doesn't require you to be an expert in your space. But you know what? You know what requires you to be an expert? Creating actual content that solves problems. That requires you to intimately understand your product, your services, and your consumers and intimately understand their problems or their desires so that you know how to solve it via the content that you create, right? So marketing doesn't require you. Marketing today doesn't, marketing today requires you to be an expert in your industry, right? Because if you're not an expert and you don't understand what is happening in your space, then we cannot move on to point number 3. And the third reason why marketing is falling flat is because nobody is creating content. Everybody is focused on the creation of ads. So even when we try to get on social media and create video content, everybody is focused on listing out the features of a product, or they go to the inspirational route. Why am I following insurance agents, finance people? Why am I following these people and all you're giving me is inspo content? Like, you ever realize that you're going to a fitness page, right? And you're giving me inspirational content. Now, there's nothing wrong with inspirational content. There's nothing wrong with inspirational content. But there's a way to inspire as a business. I am inspired. I'll tell you how I'm inspired, right? When I go to a business page and the business is doing something that helps me solve a problem, I am inspired when you are speaking about the problems that I have and talking about the solutions. I am then inspired to go and take action. But if I come to a digital strategist social media page and every post is, get up, guys, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You can do it. Seize the day. All is yours. If that's all you're giving me, no, I'm not. I can't rock with that. Talk to me about the problems of the industry that you are in, how you solve it. Talk to me the problems that I have. How are you helping me? Remember, your content should always focus on helping somebody, be of value. How is it helping me? If all you're doing is creating inspo content, that doesn't help me, folks. Again, I'm not telling you that inspo content is wrong, but if that's all you are creating, it doesn't help anybody. And that's why your marketing is falling flat. If you're just creating inspo content, like I'm watching some insurance agents, and before they speak about insurance, before they speak about, why I need insurance or different aspects of insurance to help me, you're trying to inspire me. You're trying to create motivational content for me to get up and go get it. No, I'm not trying to hear that, bro. I'm not trying to hear that, sis. Teach me. I'm inspired then when I'm taught. All right? So people are not trying to create content. They want to just create ads or inspo content. And remember, your audience isn't coming to your business page for you to read out the features from a product package, nor are they coming to your business page for 100% inspirational content. You need to create content of value that helps to solve a problem or achieve a desire. All right? Number 4, the fourth reason that marketing is falling flat in the Caribbean is there's no strategy. There is no clear, defined strategy as to what you are doing. There are no goals, there are no objectives, there are no KPIs. There's minimal, if any, sort of market research done. There's ineffective targeting happening, and there's no data gathering. We're just here to have a good time. We're just here for vice and vibes. We're just here for vibes, Hey, we got to go sell some stoves. Go grab your phone. Somebody get in front of the camera. Let's mic you up and go read out the features of this stove and then post that on social media. And then vex when the only thing people care about is the price. If people are only asking you the price, then you are not creating content of value. You're not. It's become transactional. People only ask you the price. What's the price? What's the price? What's the price on your post? If your content has no value and all it is transactional, If you post a product, and then again, businesses try, they try, they try to create conversation and get people to engage on the post by not listing the price. Big, small, medium-sized businesses, everybody's doing it. This is how we're going to get engagement. We're going to post this beautiful product, not list the price. And then we're going to have 1 million people comment, what's the price, what's the price, what's the price? And guess what? The comments stop the minute somebody lists the price. As soon as the price gets listed, the comments stop. So there's no strategy. There's no KPI. There's no nothing. There's no nothing. There's no form of a strategy. Just vice and vibes. So that is killing marketing in the Caribbean as well. The fifth reason, number 5, the marketing personnel. And this is a major challenge. The personnel the company has for marketing typically have ad experience, right? There's a lot of people that are in marketing where their journey started in ad agency or media buying, and they haven't evolved. So they have the traditional media buying experience, and they're trying to convert all of their tactics that they did in traditional media buying to digital, which is a big no-no. Remember, advertising is a subset of marketing. That's just one component. Paid ad strategy, that's just one component of an overall digital and marketing strategy. So if that is all your experience is and you're trying to convert every single thing you do into ads, well, no wonder you're getting what you're getting, and no wonder your company's not doing well online. The company may also lack the right staff needed in order to find success with digital marketing, right? So you might have a marketing team, but they all specialize in ads, right? And they're struggling with rounding out a fully fledged marketing strategy. What people forget is that digital marketing, there are about 12 components of a digital marketing strategy, right? These are 12 things that a digital marketer needs to know, have solid knowledge of every one of these components, but specialize in 3 areas. Let me just read out the 12 components of digital marketing, right? So first of all, there's the overall digital marketing strategy, right? This is a prerequisite for all digital strategists. You need to understand digital strategy as a whole. Then we have social media. That's a component of digital strategy, right? Content marketing, a component of digital strategy. E-commerce marketing, again, a component. Email marketing. Paid advertising, optimization and testing, analytics and data, search marketing, so marketing via the search engines, search engine optimization, copywriting, and also community management. Those are all components that of a digital marketing strategy that a digital marketer should know and specialize in 3 of those areas, all right? So if the marketing personnel only understands paid ads or only understands social media, those are just 2 components. And that is why you are struggling, because you're not able to tie in all of the other things that you need to build a complete digital marketing strategy. All right. The company is then saddled with bad personnel. And here's the other thing. This is where HR comes in. Your company might not even have the HR personnel or the HR team or a creative HR team that is able to now help your company get rid of the bad apples in the company, the people that are not performing or just don't have the skill sets, and then bring the right talent in to help achieve your goals. So if your HR team's not good, if your HR team is not working with you to get people removed, then how do you expect to get the right people in? It's not going to happen. Okay? Number 6, no upskilling. Marketing changes almost every other day. And the marketing team you have isn't upskilling in order to stay up to date with the trends and capitalize on them. So how are you going to get better if your team is not upskilling and your team is not staying up to date on everything happening. That's huge. Goes back to, your managers, your HR people setting the proper guidelines and setting the proper KPIs. And if it's not being met, then how do you get rid of bad actors, right? Number 7, management wants to control what marketing does. So this is huge in the Caribbean too, right? Management wants to control what marketing does. There are those in management that still believe in 100% traditional media and are not willing to be flexible and build out a flexible mix of marketing for traditional and digital. They still want to see billboards, print ads, TV ads, radio jingles, and are not willing to diversify their marketing mix. So if you are in situations like that, that can be rough, and you need to come up with a proper plan and really break down how your digital marketing, what the ROI is, and how this is going to help grow the company. What are the KPIs? You need to talk their language, right? That's one of the things that marketers struggle with. They struggle with the business side of marketing. If you can't make a business case for your marketing, like bring out the KPIs and the tangibles to show how it's going to grow the company and help generate leads or sales, then you're pretty much always going to be looked at as an expense. And then if your management team or the owners or whatever, again, a lot of them might just want to have their ego stroked. That's why they like seeing billboards or print ads or TV ads with their company, on it. Again, a lot of it is an ego stroke, right? Then you're going to struggle. So the best thing to do in those situations is make a business case for why you need to have the digital marketing mix. Come up with your KPIs and how it's going to tie into the business and how it's going to generate leads or generate sales or build awareness or whatever, and have your targets for your awareness. But make it a business case. And if the company is really against any of that, then you're at the wrong company. Sorry to say, you're at the wrong company. You don't have to be there. Being at these companies is a choice. And if the companies are not willing to be flexible and give you what you need to do your job, then change the company, change companies, get out of there. All right. Number 8. Oh boy. I made notes for this episode, right? As we're going down the line, I just have to laugh. Number 8. 8th reason why marketing in the Caribbean is falling flat is outsourcing to an agency, specifically ad agencies. I honestly believe that agencies' days are numbered. I personally think that companies should not have an agency on a monthly retainer. The agency cannot keep up with your industry. They cannot create expert content, nor are they creating content at all because they are usually an ad agency. If you need ads, no problem. If you want to work with them for campaigns, no problem. But these are literally they should be one-offs, and they should not be producing for you monthly. You do not need ads monthly. And all of the agencies that we have in Trinidad and Tobago are ad agencies. And if your audience is tuning out ads at every opportunity, why do you have an ad agency on monthly retainer to spew out ads? Why? All of your marketing should be done internally because nobody is a better expert in your product and services in your industry than your company. Take that money that you're outsourcing to ad agencies and reinvest it into your company. Bring in the right personnel and focus on creating content. If you do that, if all you ever did was create content, you would never need to create an ad. Because when you create content and you start to learn the art of social selling, after somebody is educated about some of the problems in your industry, the only next logical step is for people to want to do business with you. So you do not need ads on a monthly basis. I'm not telling you that. I'm not saying that, ad agencies are going to be completely eradicated. No, there are use cases for them. I just think that we are overly reliant on ad agencies. And we put them on monthly retainers. We are locked into contracts, and all they give you is ads. They have 30 plus clients. They cannot learn and understand your industry and create content. They create ads. Folks, you need to learn the difference between an ad and content. Content is something of value. It is educational, it is entertaining, it is inspirational, but it has intimate knowledge of your industry given to your audience. Whereas an ad is sales. An ad is advertising a product or a feature or an image. There's almost no value in an ad, right? There is a time and place for both. But the way that digital works now, the way that your consumers are, what they consume, they're not consuming ads. They are consuming content. And you better learn the difference real quick, because if you did, you would not be outsourcing your marketing to an agency. They can't give you what they want in today's world. There was a time for them. There was a time when all we did was consume ads, right? We waited for the TV ads. We waited for the jingles. We waited for that. Now we tune those things out, okay? You don't need them. You don't need them on a monthly basis. One-off campaigns, no problem. But you should not have an ad agency on a monthly retainer, okay? Your marketing should be done in-house. Number 9, budget. Folks, no matter what, you need a budget. Whether you are spending money to get the right tools and to create the right content for your business or the right subscriptions, or you're spending money on the right team internally to create content for your company, you need a budget. The right team can create content with a near minimum budget, right? There's tons of things you can do to create content with no budget, but you still need to spend the money on getting the right team in place. So at some point, right, you need to evaluate what you guys are doing. So if you're a small company, you should be looking at, hey, what tools can we invest in to help us create content within our small team? I'm a solopreneur. I have subscriptions to, a Canva and Descript and other platforms, other tools to allow me to create content, right? So even though I'm not spending money on, advertising, I'm still spending money on subscriptions that allow me to create the content. Or I'm spending money on things that allow me to host the content. I spend money every month on podcast hosting, and that host the content. I spend money every month on money for hosting the website, and I put out content on the website. So you still spend money on areas to host the content, right? So you're either spending money on the right team, and the right team doesn't need a big budget to create content. Because again, if they're internal, they're going to learn your company. They're going to learn all of the things within your space. You don't even need to spend money on influencer marketing, because your internal team can become influencers. And there's no better influencer than your internal team. If you build up the personalities in your company, then you will never need to work with an influencer. All right? So you still need to figure out where you want to spend your money. Because you're gonna have to spend money, whether it's on the tools to help you create the content and you guys work within your team, or you're spending money on bringing in the right team. You still got to spend money, right? So come up with a budget. Come up with a budget so that you can spend to get the marketing done for your business. Number 10, a lack of understanding of the platforms needed for marketing success. So companies still don't understand the value of a website. They don't understand the value of an email list. They don't understand the value of push notifications, web push notifications in specific. They don't understand how to properly utilize social media to build a community. They don't understand how search engines work. They don't understand when to use influencers and when not to use influencers. Companies are still throwing money at influencers and telling them to create an ad for us. All right? They don't understand when to use them and when not to use them. So there's a major lack of understanding of the platforms needed for marketing success. There's a lack of understanding as to influencer marketing, when to use them, when not to use them. And if you're not upskilling and expanding your knowledge on how your website helps you grow your business, how email lists help you nurture clients, how push notifications help you to stay top of mind and to drive traffic to whatever piece of content or platform or sale or whatever, right? Also, they're used for nurturing your customers, your clients. If you're not keeping up with each of the social media platforms and best practices and how they work, if you're not continuously learning how search engines work, if you're not upskilling your knowledge on influencer marketing, how do you expect any of this to work for you? How do you expect any of this to work for you? And we know that companies are not doing this because there's very few companies that have websites, there's very few companies that have email lists and yada, yada, yada. And then when they do decide to use influencer marketing, it's just terrible. It doesn't make sense. It's off. You're using people that are not going to influence us to take a decision. It's just a mess, right? You don't understand how search engines work because when we are Googling any and everything, we're not getting any information from any of the local businesses. We usually get information from companies abroad, right? So that's a big challenge. And then rounding out number 11, the 11th reason as to why marketing in the Caribbean continues to fall flat is lack of storytelling. We're not telling stories on social media. We're just creating ads and just dropping them and, post and ghost. But there's no real story to help guide people to make your content engaging, right? You should figure out ways to tell stories on social media. And this is even something that, I have to do better on myself. Like I have always focused on being a resource, right? So I'm always breaking things down and I'm always breaking things down, but I myself need to do better on storytelling. And I do tell stories on the podcast. I give my stories on podcast episodes and whatnot. But I know that for me, this is something that I need to work on as well because I have so many stories. But rather than just be 100% of a resource, I need to get into the storytelling as well. So that is an area that a lot of us are struggling with, which is telling stories as businesses, telling stories on social media. So that's an area that we can definitely work on. All right. So those are my 11 areas where marketing in the Caribbean is falling flat. Let me just recap them really quickly. Number 1, focus on advertising with very limited marketing. Number 2, people are not marketing today requires you to be an expert in your industry and your space. Most people working in the marketing industries for companies are not they're not experts in their industries, not experts of marketing. They're not expert in the industry that their business is in, right? Number 3, nobody's creating content. Everybody's focused on creating ads. 4, there's no strategy. There's no clearly defined strategy, no goals, no KPIs, no nothing. Number 5, marketing personnel. You're bringing in all these people that specialize in traditional media buying or ads, but are not versed in today's online marketing. Number 6, there's no upskilling. Marketing changes every other day. Your team's not upskilling to keep up with the latest demands and trends. Number 7, management wants to control everything that marketing does. They still want you to do all the traditional media and, not giving you the freedom to really expand your marketing efforts. Number 8, outsourcing to an agency, an ad agency specifically. So you put them on retainer, they lock you into contracts, and all you get is ads whilst they focus on their other 30 clients. And again, they just spit out ads for you guys. Number 9, budget. Figure out your budget. No matter what, you need a budget, and then figuring out where you're going to spend that budget. All right. Number 10, lack of understanding of all the platforms needed for marketing success. Websites, email lists, push notification lists, social media, yada, 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 search engines, list goes on. And then number 11, a lack of storytelling. So those are my 11 areas and reasons why marketing in the Caribbean is falling flat. Whew. Now, again, I don't want you to take this as a negative episode. I want you to make note of everything, and that way you guys know what to start adding to your marketing so that you guys can improve. All right? If you enjoyed episode number 131, please don't forget to rate the podcast. The ratings continue to help grow the podcast across the world. If you're on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever platform you are listening in from, please rate the podcast. And if you really want to help me, please drop a review of the podcast. The reviews help grow the Digipreneur FM family all across the world. It lets me know if you guys are enjoying the podcast and what other topics you guys want. And then people looking to consume a new podcast are always going to read the reviews first. So please, please, we have thousands of views a month. I would love to see more ratings and reviews coming in. Do your boy a solid, especially if you enjoy the content, all right? Don't forget, you can learn more about building your digital presence and monetizing your platforms on the KaronRose.com website, link in the show notes. And to stay up to date with everything happening within the podcast, don't forget to check out the Digipreneur FM website, link to that in the show notes as well. You can follow me over at Karon Rose, KeronRosc, on all social media platforms, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm most active on LinkedIn and Instagram. Go check out, go subscribe over on those platforms, all right? That was a lot. But it's a Monday, so folks, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you guys with another episode of the Digipreneur FM podcast later this week. All right? Happy July, and take care.
You've been listening to the Digiboss, Karon Rose. We hope your notepad was filled after this episode. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. The learning doesn't stop, folks. And to make sure you don't miss any gems from the Digiboss, go over and follow him on all social media platforms at Karon Rose. Folks, don't just sit there with a notepad. We need you to implement at least one thing into your business before the next episode. That's the only way your business levels up. Thanks for listening to Digipreneur FM. Now go be great.